money talk, legacy, turn a dream to a deed. Welcome to FLYE. Financial minds, young hustle in their eyes. Stack it up smart, let your future rise. To FLYE. Upwards, where the young money wise. Where the young money wise.
Hi guys, it's Reagan Portis, the host of FLYE, the podcast where we like to tell teens all about the different career and businesses that you didn't know could make money. Today, I'm talking to a woman that turned her love for design and pageantry into Mississippi's #1 prom and pageant dress destination. Let's learn how Tammy Johnson Patridge built Mia Bella Prom and Pageant. I'm going to let her introduce herself for a quick little segment, and then we're going to get right into the questions.
Good morning. How are you doing? I'm glad to be here, Reagan.
Tammy. I think no, she's not muted. Hello?
Can you hear me? Reagan, can you hear me? I can hear you.
I think you might be muted. I don't know. I can't hear you.
And unmute. Am I back? I'm not sure. It doesn't show muted.
I don't know what happened. We just had it. Give us 1 second.
See anything? I don't see anything to change. Mute.
Am I I can't hear
No,
her.
let me check.
Okay, now I can hear you. I can hear you now.
Am I back?
Yes, ma'am.
I know. We were fine to begin with, and all of a sudden I was lost. Good morning. It's nice to be here.
It's nice to have you. Could you introduce yourself really quickly?
Sure. I'm Tammy Patridge. I'm a business owner here in Mississippi, and I have a prom and pageant store that I've been running for about 11 years.
Wow. So I know that you were a pageant girly before you switched into selling dresses. Could you tell us about your early pageant journey?
Oh, sure. I competed as a teenager and a young adult. I didn't compete when I was
muted again. I don't know what's going on.
What's going on?
She's going in and out. I don't.
Let's see. I'm not sure. I'm not sure what to click.
Or maybe, is it my computer?
Can you hear me?
It might be my computer, which I don't know where the audio would be going.
Definitely not on
Turn
mute.
it on again.
And I've seen, is it making any?
Yeah, it's my computer, which I don't.
Just keep it muted.
Can you hear me at all? Now I can't hear you. This is so strange. I can't hear you now. I have video, but I don't. Okay. Oh, you're back. Can you hear me?
Why is my computer doing that?
Is it trying to mute still, or can you hear me?
That's what I'm saying.
Can you hear me? I don't see anything up there I need to click.
I feel like I need to come out of it.
Should we try a new connection? It does show a muted microphone, if you can hear me, like under your picture. But I can't change it. Here, I'm going to type you. There you are back.
All right. I think I can hear you now.
Do we have the sound back?
Yes.
Okay, great. Fingers crossed we hang on to it this time.
So sorry about that.
No, it's fine. Look, that's how, when you're a pageant girl, you know things are going to go wrong. It's just how you roll with it.
Yes. But okay, I'll just re-ask the first question. I'm so
Okay.
sorry about that. But before Mia Bella, I know you had a long history in pageantry. Could you tell us about your early pageant journey?
Yeah, I don't know if I would really classify it as a long pageant journey, but I definitely started competing when I was in high school and competed into the Miss category. I was involved in the Mississippi USA. I was Miss Mississippi USA. I did Mississippi's Miss Hospitality, so I was also Miss Hospitality, um, and have been really involved, I think, with all of those systems since opening a store. So it's been really nice.
Were you the Miss Mississippi USA?
Yes. Mhm. So I
So
did
how
Miss USA.
how was that journey? How was your journey with Miss Mississippi USA in 1992 and Miss Mississippi Hospitality in 1998?
I think it was a really great one. I actually started with Mississippi's Miss Hospitality, and I don't know that I really understood how much that would offer to me as far as all the different appearances and the opportunities that I had that year and the people that I would meet. I did Miss Mississippi USA after, and that was back before Kim Greenwood was the director. So it was the previous couple of guys were wonderful, but there weren't a lot of appearances to be had back then. There wasn't social media, so it wasn't something that was easily promotable. So I think the opportunities, surprisingly for me, locally especially, I was able to invest more time and energy and find relationships in the Mississippi Miss Hospitality.
What originally got you into pageantry? Because you said you started in high school, so what told you like I want to compete in pageants?
I did. I think it was mainly the miss of competition. I was in gymnastics and dance when I was younger, and I was always involved in dance and cheer, but that was before the days of competitive dance and cheer in school. So I just missed competition and did it for fun. I've always loved evening gowns, and I think it was for the sake of the gown, just getting to buy a dress.
So I know that you also spent 2 decades in interior design. What made you shift that career into the pageant and prom world?
Yeah, I'll be honest. I think I probably had an interest in fashion right out of high school, but I did a little discovery work finding that there wasn't a lot to be had in that industry as far as professionally in Mississippi or in the region, even. So I was a little discouraged by that, but I changed to interior design and really enjoyed it. It's very creative as well. So I enjoyed it and loved it and really didn't count on a career change mid stride. I had been a certified interior designer for an architecture firm in Mississippi and had won awards doing that. And then I transferred to the dark side, I always joke, and was a sales rep for 10 or 12 years. Um, and enjoyed that too and was really successful. I think when I originally opened the store, it was because I saw a need that needed to be filled, but I thought it was going to be a hobby business. However, I think the Lord showed me really quick that it was not meant to be a hobby for me. So it ended up being an entire career shift.
I am so inspired by you because you have been a girl boss since high school, and that's what I aspire to be. That's amazing, wonderful, and I'm so glad that God was able to show you that your side business can be your main business, and that is what I want to show teens. So, what was the moment you realized like this is what you were meant to do?
I think throughout your life and your career, you feel at certain times that you're in the zone and you're doing something that really plays to your strengths. I think looking back, I probably wish I had trusted more fully how I think God designed me to be so that I could more have fearlessly pursued, I guess, my passions. I didn't do that initially. I was scared and I wanted something that would be more of a security financially. So it took me into interior design, which was absolutely wonderful. But I think there was something missing when I look back, and I don't know that I fully appreciated that at the time. But although there are real struggles and it is a fight daily in any job you love, ultimately the sacrifices are worth it, and that's when you know you're in the right place.
Yes, and I can definitely tell that with your store because, for a fact, I got my dress because I'm competing for Miss Mississippi Teen from your store, and it was such a wonderful and warm experience. And it was so different than a lot of other prom shops. So I just wanted to know what inspired you to create that different type of shopping experience.
I think ultimately I have two daughters and they were 5 years apart. So when I first discovered that there was a real need for a store like this was when I started shopping with her. It's special occasion shopping. It's whether it's pageants or whether it's proms and dances. It's for a brief time in your life that you get to enjoy these moments with your daughters. And I remember a lot of people can remember back to some of the early shopping experiences and dresses, and it's incredibly empowering for a young woman, especially a quiet or shy individual, to feel beautiful in a dress. I think God designed women to have a love of beauty, and I think to feel beautiful and content with yourself can really be an empowering thing. So I wanted a store that was going to be pleasant for the mom and the daughter and not stressful, if at all possible, but also one that was going to be positive and uplifting and to try to help young women discover more about themselves.
Could you share with us some of the unpleasant shopping experiences you wanted to change and what makes your shop different?
I think that there were a lot of deceptive practices when we first opened the store. It's been a practice around the South in general, but Mississippi for sure, to do renting. And I think a lot of customers at that time did not realize that the rental prices were purchase prices, sometimes even more than the purchase prices of the dresses brand new. So I think it was years of educating the customer base for them to really understand the value and what they were missing with the rental. So that was part of it. I get on my soapbox with my employees all the time, and there are people in every profession that are not called to be in that role, whether it's attorneys or doctors or teachers. We can all think of individuals that we've come across that were not gifted for those roles. And I think it's true in every industry. And I do feel like God has led me here and He's put me here. And I don't know that a week goes by that I don't get emotional with a customer because in some way they've either blessed me or I've been able to bless them. And that's very fulfilling.
So I know that you are one of the official sponsors for Miss Mississippi America. How did that partnership begin? Did it come through competing or did it come after the fact? And what does it mean to you?
That was a great opportunity we had. We had a young woman, Stella Ford, that worked with us back in the first few years of when we opened a store. And we supported her and kind of coached her into that role and that opportunity. And she ended up winning Miss Mississippi's Outstanding Teen at the time, which is now Miss Mississippi's Teen. And with Stella having won that title, we wanted to help her and provide as much wardrobe for her that she might need that year. And they were very welcoming. I approached them about trying to help the winners, and I was able to get involved with Stella as well as Laura Lee Lewis that year. And these young women are just the cream of the crop. They're so much fun to know and to work with, but just to get to kind of benefit them and their work for Mississippi, it's been a blessing. So that's how I got involved, was actually through Stella in the very beginning.
And I know that Mia Bella, you also have different sponsors. You are the sponsor for several pageant systems. How do those relationships help the girls that you work with?
Well, I think the girls that work here, as well as the girls that come into the store, can benefit greatly from the relationships. Miss Mississippi USA, I've worked with Miss Louisiana as well. There's a couple of states that have gotten in touch with us about potential sponsorships when they don't have a larger dress store nearby. So I love that. I always laugh and say my pageant girls are kind of the icing on the cake. I think they're the service-oriented heart. So I hope they benefit here because they have a great selection and they get as good a service as you can potentially hope for. We're looking to, make our customers happy, not just sell a dress. So if a young lady walks in here and she's got a picture of another dress, then I'm going to give her an honest opinion if I feel like it's, a better option for her.
And do you design dresses? I believe you have told me that you've
Yeah,
just
no, we sort of stumbled into that, honestly. We make relationships, obviously, in business, and you meet people through the years, but we just kept having demands for dresses that were not off the rack. Girls, especially pageants, want dresses that are one of a kind options or are more exclusive to the store. So I think through the years, probably starting from the very beginning, we started working with a company that's no longer in business now, but we started doing some custom designs with them. And that just sort of has grown. We just sort of start new relationships and we ask what the potential is there. So we try to do exclusives and customs as much as possible because there is such a desire for girls, especially on stage, not to be duplicated.
Yes, I definitely have seen that experience through Mia Bella, and that's another great service that y'all provide. And I think that's very unique in the pageant world. And I'm so happy that you guys provide that. But I know that you're a hands on owner. I've definitely seen you work there, even though you're the owner. And I love that because I love having somebody that's hands on and being able to talk to somebody that knows their craft and can help me cultivate a dress. So, what does a typical day look like you as the business owner being hands on?
Yeah, I think my mom always taught me that you don't ever ask someone else to do something you're not willing to do yourself. And I try to show that to the young ladies that work here, that I want them to copy me and mimic me and do what I do and go to the lengths I do to try to help the customers that come here. So it makes for a very hectic day, especially at peak season, which is right now in the store. My goal is always to try to at least touch base with all my customers. I'd hate the idea of somebody coming to shop here and saying, oh, well, the owner was there, but she didn't speak to us. That's something that I try not to have apply. Sometimes I'm so engaged and it's so busy with certain customers. I mean, it's difficult to do that, but that's always my ideal. But it is very chaotic. I jokingly say it's like herding cats. Honestly, when it gets super busy, the quality of help can be challenged, but you always want to keep the chaos and the stress level to a minimum. So I'll say that that's also a goal when it's just super busy in the store. My favorite times of year are probably the slower times of year because I can get more involved with each customer and it's a lot more fun, but it's definitely low stress.
Right. And I see a comment here, and somebody asked, do you plan to franchise at any point?
I've been asked that a few times, like if I ever wanted to open up another location. I don't know that I would ever close a door for an opportunity. I feel like it has served me well if you see an open door or an opportunity, to at least kind of walk up to the door and take a look, take a consideration. If it looks interesting to me, it's something that I investigate, and not necessarily for that moment in time, but sometimes that has served me well in the future to circle back to sort of what I learned. My challenge, or maybe it wouldn't be that much of a challenge. My challenge would be to be able to branch out and maintain the quality of service and young women that work in the store, because I think you have to have a huge heart to work in an industry like this to really make it special and worthwhile for the women that we're serving. And I think it would be more difficult to do that from a distance. But again, if it's the right partner and the right motivation, then I think that there's always potential for that in the future.
So I just want to give like a little real world scenario. Say I'm a girl, I'm fresh into pageants. I don't know like really what I'm kind of looking for. How would you help me find a dress that is good for my style, good for my aesthetic, and good for on stage?
I think the main goal, and you can accomplish this in different ways, but you want to be fresh and stand out on stage. That can be hard to do. You can't always know what else is going to be on stage, but you try to be fresh and show something new. It's got to be flattering. One of my first questions probably when I have girls come into the store is, do you have any screenshots or photos saved of dress styles that you like or that you want to see something similar? If they have that, then that gives me a little bit of a glimpse to their personality. If they're a drama girl, if they want something more classic and simpler in nature, it's just kind of I jokingly would say a 20 question rule. You just want to get to know your customer. And once you do, you can more easily pull and make recommendations. And then it's finding that style that is going to best suit them and flatter them for stage. Yeah, you definitely want it to feel like the young woman, though, and her personality. I would never want someone to wear a dress just based on me telling them it was a winning dress. And if it doesn't go your way, which in pageants you don't ever know, so much of it is just luck and who's at the table judging that night. But I want the young woman to have felt amazing in that dress and felt like herself. I think it's easier to sell yourself on stage when you feel very genuine and authentic to who you are, and your wardrobe is part of that.
Yeah, I love that experience with y'all. Shopping at other places and then shopping at Mia Bella, I definitely was able to find a dress that I felt stunning and gorgeous in. And, it still looked good, but this was my dress. And in some other places, they'll be like, that's the dress that you need to wear. But I loved being able to find a dress that fit me and my personality. And now we're going to switch gears into the financial education part. So you turned your passion into a business. What money lessons did you learn along the way?
Um, Gosh, I mean, I think the biggest thing is don't go into debt if you don't have to. If you need a business loan, then you want to get it paid back as quickly as possible. You don't always have money back. I mean, you don't know what's around the corner. I mean, not long after we moved into a larger location prior to this space, COVID happened, and if you're always making prayerful decisions and directions for your business, I feel like the Lord is always going to have His hand covering you. And I can see when I look back that was very much the case. But I think to be financially responsible is key, because you get caught in a trap really quick if you're not going to have a debt-free lifestyle, because you'll end up owing more than you can pay back.
What advice would you give anyone that wants to start a business in fashion, beauty, and pageantry?
Um, I think I would probably have the same advice that I would for anybody. There's so many opportunities now, especially for someone to start their own business. And I think it would just be to do your homework, make sure you're surrounding yourself with the right people. Because where you're not necessarily gifted, it's going to take strong people to come in and handle that for you. That way you can concentrate on your strengths to be able to build your business. So I think that's important. Delegate what you need to delegate to someone else that's not the part of what you do that is going to grow the business.
Do you think that did you ever receive financial education when you were in school?
No, there wasn't really a financial planning or education class like in high school or college. I think it's something that's important. I did have a lot of talks, I guess, through the years with my dad, who was a really great financial planner. So he made recommendations, and that was something that I tried to always apply in my life. But there needs to be, I think I told you when you first told me what you do, is how important it is to have financial literacy. And I think if you're a young person, to really be able to wrap your head around it and understand it fully, you're just going to be set up with a much stronger foundation and a potential for growth in the future.
Yes, that's definitely why I do what I do. My mother made sure I had the financial education, and I still have some issues saving, but I'm starting young, so I'm making my mistakes, but at least I have the knowledge so that I know to do better. And I
Yes.
think that's what's so
Biggest
important.
gift. Yeah.
So, this is going to be my last question before we close. What does it really take to run a store like Mia Bella, financially and mentally? You juggle the sponsorships, the girls. I know you have a modeling section. Like, what all does it take to run Mia Bella?
It's a lot of different hats. It's a lot of different hats. It's a lot of different talents in different places. I would say kind of a jack of all trades kind of a thing. Mainly, it's a drive and a desire to do it. If you have a heart for people and you want to make them a priority, I think that this is a career that you could fully enjoy. I think that's true of any career, though. If God's designed you to be there, He's going to make sure you're successful doing that. So I think that's probably my go-to answer. Like if you're designed for it, if he made you for it, just prayerfully make those decisions and he'll put you there and you'll be successful doing it. Because when you're gifted for it and he made you for it, then there's no way you're not going to do a good job.
Wow, that was definitely a word. She took us right to church. Thank you so much for being on the podcast. I know you're such a busy woman. You have so many hats to wear. You're not only a mother, but a businesswoman. And I love that. I live for that. And I hope and aspire to be like you one day. So
Well,
thank you so much for taking time out of your busy schedule
you
to be
are
on the
on
podcast.
the path. Look, I enjoyed so much talking to you today. Can't wait to see you in that dress.
Thank you so much. Have a wonderful day.
Thank you, Reagan. Bye.